Hello, lovely learneds. Welcome back to ALifeLearned. Today, I basically just want to reiterate a message I have said many times over in many different ways, and that is that if you believe in something, then you should speak up about it, and if you think that something should happen, then you should act on it, and that we are what happens in the community and in the world, and so if you want to see change, then you need to be that change. You need to act that change, speak that change, move forward with the ideas that you believe in the world. And I'm realizing that I need to say this specifically on subjects of speaking out against the genocide in Gaza right now, because I myself hadn't put a video out on this topic yet, thinking I don't really have, experience or knowledge or background to be speaking knowledgeably about the topic, and so I shouldn't muddle the waters. And in that sense, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not saying I have all this experience or that I know. I'm going to share a few links below for anyone who wants to learn details about what's going on. But the one thing I think we can all agree on is that we know, whether we know the full details of exactly what's up to date or not, that it's wrong, that what's going on is wrong, and that the fact that Western governments have been allowing it to persist and that they've gone back and forth and had to taken so long to come to a ceasefire is just shameful, and it's the result of a lot of different political things, history things. In Canada's case, it's all the background with genocide of the Indigenous. They just don't want to acknowledge that, so they're not going to acknowledge a current genocide, right? And there's just, every Western country has their own history with Indigenous, and there's a lot of problems with Israel, and I'm not going to go into why or what, because I'm not experienced on that. But what I do know for sure, what we can agree on, is that it's wrong. What's going on is wrong. The fact that there has actually been a ceasefire called finally by the UN just recently, and Israel still didn't respond. The fact that they have breached all of the Geneva Conventions. The fact that this is the first Easter in maybe my life. No, I was alive in the 90s. Second Easter in my life that a serious genocide was going on, and everyone around me is saying Happy Easter. And as I put out on my Instagram just now, is it a happy Easter? Things feel good for you in a Western country, in North America, in the States, in Britain, in Australia, or even other countries where things might be calmer right now, but there are atrocities going on right now. Even I just got a little update to see what was going on, to be able to say that even just today, another hospital was bombed in Gaza, which is a huge breach of, again, the Geneva Convention. So the reason I'm putting out this video is just a simple message. If you thought that your voice didn't matter, if you thought that you participating in sharing social media, in just putting out a little message saying that you believe that it's wrong for Western governments to allow this to carry on, to not act, to allow Israel to move forward with this because of their capitalist colonial bullshit, your voice matters. Doesn't matter how small you are. Doesn't matter how small your following is. The more of us that believe our voice matters, the more of us that speak up and say, this is wrong, this needs to change, you need to act, you need to stop this, you have the power. This is one country out of how many? We have powers to stop them, but they refuse because of their own bullshit. And some of the stuff I'm going to link below, it also explains that it's because then they'd have to acknowledge the corruption within their own systems. And they're not about to do that because that would compromise their own positions in power. And again, it's very complex. I'm not going to claim I know knowledge on that. What I do know, what we both know, is it's wrong. And so all I really wanted to say today was, it matters that you speak up. It matters that you participate. The genocide in Gaza is wrong. It's still going on today. It needs to end. Speak up. Do what you can. Know that your voice matters. Call your local representatives. Email them. Harass them. Go to local events. Share social media. Anything you can do. Don't feel bad for what you can't do. That's not the point here, because we don't all have the power and the time and the wherewithal or the mental health to handle all of that. But do what you can. Every little bit you do, every little bit you say matters. Hold your representatives accountable. Hold the fact that we are seeing the system around them crumble accountable, and be like, we know we can do better. We know this is wrong. This needs to change. It is not a happy Easter in 2024, and that needs to change. And also another thing to note, I don't know a lot about it, but it's also important to know that there are other atrocities happening in South Africa and in, I think, South America as well. I've heard whispers of a couple of them. They kind of get drowned out by Gaza or by just media suppression, so I don't know a lot about them. But Gaza's not the only thing going on today that is disgusting, atrocious, and breaching a jillion human rights. Speak up. You matter. Your voice matters. We can do better than this. And as always, please join me again next week or sometime soon, where I try again to share a little something I've learned, experienced, or believe in life.